Alrighty, yo guys, what's up? It's your boy, the Geeky Gangster here, coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to Jordan Peterson's message to Muslims. So if you guys don't know, I actually would consider myself a theologist. I actually study different theologies and basically philosophies around the world. And I definitely have a lot of Muslim friends from the Middle East because I'm in different online groups for that are global. So I have a ton of different people from North Africa and the Middle East that I talk to regularly. And I also actually just took my Shahada and reverted to Islam. But I was raised, both of my parents were strictly atheist. And a lot of my family is very, very atheist. So I have a atheist background. But from a very Christian culture. I grew up in a very Christian city, so I had a lot of Christian friends in high school, or all through school really, and I was raised with Christian values because of the society I was around. So I'm kind of the perfect person to be reacting to a message to Muslim from Jordan Peterson, and I'm also on the far right politically, so I definitely am qualified to be reacting to this, I think. And if you guys enjoy this reaction, please make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe. But let's just get right on into it.
Hi all. I have been informed by many sources and also observed online, not least because of my discussions with a variety of Muslim thinkers, supporters, and critics, that I have developed an audience in the Muslim world.
By the way, I'm not a fan of Jordan Peterson. I typically do not like what Jordan Peterson has to say, and I just don't really like listening to him at all. I don't find him entertaining, and I'm just not a big fan.
I would first like to say that I could not be more pleased or honored that such is the case. It has been so heartening to see that my biblical lectures, for example, attracted a large Muslim audience, and that the
This is very, passive aggressive. Oh, it's so nice that me preaching the Bible attracts different religions. And it's sort of it's nice that they're, not following their religion and they're following him instead, sort of thing. And it just comes off as very, fake, in my opinion, that line right there.
From the Muslim watchers and listeners to my YouTube channel and podcast have been so extraordinarily positive.
It's a nice gesture.
All this is lovely to see in the aftermath of the extraordinary Abraham Accords, which have laid out the possibility for peace between all the people of the book in an unprecedented manner. And I have something to say as an extension of all of this. Please forgive my presumption, if you would. It is time for those of you in the Muslim world to stop fighting among yourselves, you Shiites and Sunnis. And also
so it's really interesting that he says that as if Christianity doesn't have denominations, and most Muslims do reject their two denominations. Most Muslims would think that it's sort of stupid to have the denominations of it and would not consider themselves that, but Christians do think it's worthy. They call themselves Catholics, Baptists, Mormons. There's 100 different denominations for Christians. There's so many different denominations for Christians. But yet he's saying that Muslims shouldn't have denominations, and he can't make that for himself, that Christians shouldn't have them. That's really interesting.
To stop regarding the Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews, as your enemies.
Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews. But Christians and Jews are two different groups of people, even though a lot of, American rhinos would consider them the exact same group of people, but...
Why? Not least because you have the enemy located in the wrong place.
Why are the Jews and the Christians the Muslim enemies? Well, most Muslims do not consider Christians their enemies. Most Muslims want to be allies with Christians. They want Christians to be strong. They want Christians to go to the gym. They want Christians to read the Bible and be more pious Christians. However, you have to look on it from a war standpoint, of course, just with the war on terror, Western Christians did a lot of really horrible things, bombing schools, bombing hospitals, bombing weddings, bombing houses, carpet bombings, and all the sort of other stuff to the Middle East and North Africa. So if you're asking why Arabs might not like the United States military, I think the answer is pretty obvious. And why don't Muslims like why doesn't Muslims like Israel and the Jews? Well, Israel, obviously the Israel-Palestine conflict, once again, huge human right violations by Israel, very aggressive, and just all the things that Jews do get blamed a lot for the bad things that are happening in North Africa and in the Middle East, because they have done a lot. And a lot of Muslims might say that in the West, which the West has also done a lot against the Muslims, Jews have a lot of power in the West. If you look at, who was it that I was just researching today? So if you look at people like Lawrence D. Fink, who literally owns like every single company, or at least a large part of literally everything. If you look at like the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Jews own every single media outlet in this country. The Jews own 95% of pornography. The Jews did the slave trade. So the Jews are at the top of a lot. Jews run Disney. Jews run every single media, media, but every single movie company that like makes movies and stuff for the movie theater is run by Jews. Most game developers are run by Jews. So Jews are at the top of the Western world, and Jews are responsible for quite a lot.
First, the best place to find Satan, let's say, is within. If you think the true enemy is in someone else's heart, then you haven't thought nearly long enough about the darkness within, and you have therefore fallen prey.
So this is just complete. This is a very bizarre statement that we need to search for Satan inside of ourselves. And why fight the Antichrist if we can just fight ourselves and constantly critique ourselves? And I think biblically as well, demons exist in the Bible, and the Antichrist is definitely not within ourselves. It's a very physical force on earth. And fighting the Antichrist has nothing to do with self-improvement. But also, Christianity is not supposed to be works-based. No matter how evil you are in Christianity, you're going to go to heaven. Islam is works and faith-based, so Muslims, literally, if you call yourself a Muslim, you have to look within yourself because it's works-based, and you have to constantly improve yourself. And to say that Christians in America are more pious or more devoted than Muslims in the Middle East to religion is a very bizarre statement. I think Muslims tend to have a much more conservative personality, and they are much more likely to look within themselves, and they are much more likely to improve on the things they need to improve on in life. They tend to be physically stronger. They don't have mental illness. And any problems that they do have, they tend to improve in life. So it's just a very bizarre statement. Very bizarre.
The most subtle temptation of the ancient demonic spirit. So your best bet on the spiritual warfare front is to make of yourself and your Muslim practice something so admirable that the light shining from your well-constituted psyches and productive, generous, and wise actions is so intense that people convert to your faith from sheer admiration.
Well, that's already what's happening, because Islam is the only growing religion on this earth. Christianity is shrinking in the West. Hinduism is shrinking rapidly. Buddhism is collapsing. Islam is the only growing religion. And Jordan Peterson has made videos saying that Islam is growing too fast in the UK and in other places. How is that even possible? Because a lot of Westerners are reverting to Islam. after they find out the truth. And if they have Muslim friends and Christian friends, typically they end up reverting to Islam. So this is already happening because Islam is the fastest growing religion by far on earth.
There's a goal. Second,
it's not a goal, it's already happening.
Far more unites you with the other people of the book.
I'm sorry.
Second, nation. There's a goal. Second, far more unites you with the other people of the book, as your own prophet himself, peace be unto him, forthrightly said, than what divides you. You all believe, for example, in a book. You all believe, for example, in God, and believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are all followers of a prophetic tradition, and that is a tradition.
That's also a very bizarre statement. We all believe in a book. There's tons of books on this earth. We all believe in a book. That makes no sense. And we all believe in a God, but most people on this earth believe in some sort of God. The Hindus believe in a God. Satanists believe in a God. They believe in a very different God. But between Christians and Muslims, they believe that one believes that Jesus is God and that there's a trinity of God, or a trinity makes up God. One believes that there is one God and Jesus was his messenger. So it's very different. So it's not really the exact same, is it? But why don't we unite? Well, it might be due to the fact that you bombed their homes for the past 20 years. That might be something that's attributing to the fact that they don't want to be your best friend. But again, it's so like he can't look at himself while he's saying this. He is, why are you doing this? And he said a few times, why do Muslims do that to Christians? But he's doing it to Muslims, and so it's pretty ridiculous. Let me see his other points here.
You all believe, for example, in a book.
We all believe in a book.
You all believe, for example, in God, and believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are all followers of a prophetic tradition, and that is a tradition that unites the wisdom of the past with the vision and voice of those willing to see and speak truly and lovingly in the present. And you are all threatened, in a very real sense, by the system of vengeful Luciferian ideas that currently confronts all that is transcendent, traditional, and valuable on the sexual front, on the familial front.
Whoa. What? Jordan Peterson just said that Muslims have Luciferian ideas about sexuality? That is the most retarded thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Muslims are more sexually degenerate in the Middle East than Christian... I'm not even going to say Christian women, but like Christian and atheist women in the West. Muslims have Luciferian ideas about sex. That's so bizarre, dude. That is so... Yeah, the oh my god. The Luciferian modernized ideas about sex coming from the Muslim world, who says that you should wait until marriage and has a very low rate of even having sex before marriage, let alone LGBT, like, sexual intercourse, having gay butt sex, and like...
On the conceptual front, on the psychological and sociological front, and, in the final analysis, on the theological front. So, how about we all quit squabbling over trinkets and details and face the real problem? And I should also point out that it is not the individual carriers of the woke, politically correct, degenerate neo-Marxist ideas that should be regarded as the enemy either. First,
they literally are the enemy because they want to kill me, they want to destroy my culture, they want to destroy my family, they want to take away all my rights, they support the Antichrist who wants to oppress me. So, yeah, they kind of are the enemy, just how Lucifer is the enemy. people who follow him are the enemy. Yeah, it's just kind of just the truth. Like, people who want to kill me, people who hate my race, people who hate everything about me is my enemy. So yeah, the fact that I hate Jordan Peterson so much, dude. I hate him.
That the satanic impulse within is the prime enemy, with all due seriousness. Second, we must understand that even those quite possessed by this...
And Satan, once again, is not a within force. He is a very physical force. Demonic poltergeists are not your own bad feelings. Your own feelings is Luciferian. You being a conservative is Luciferian. You waiting until marriage to have sex is Luciferian. No, Lucifer is not within, dude. Lucifer is not your own feelings. God made people to have all humanoid feelings. God made people to have righteous anger. God made people to feel sadness within life. God made people happy. God made people joyful. God made all humanoid feelings. And the idea that Lucifer is this fake made-up concept that is just within yourself, it's that Lucifer is your own feelings. Lucifer... It's so retarded and gay, and the fact that a Christian conservative would ever be saying this is absolutely beyond ridiculous, and it's just fucking insane that Jordan Peterson would ever have this come out of his mouth.
Spirit of Cain that attracts and drives confused and lost people to the Luciferian ideologies of the materialist utopians are, in the ideal, fully redeemable and only partially consumed. Even the committed student ideologues who have, for example, attacked me and others like me rather viciously are generally, say, 90%, or perhaps 80%, reasonable and potentially civilized people who could still see the light. Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate with someone on the other side.
This is not happening in the Muslim world. Okay, this is like Sunnis and Shias do not like hate each other that much, okay? Most Muslims have Muslim friends that are from a different denomination. It's so bizarre. This is such a bizarre statement to even make. I don't know how to like debunk that. But that's like saying, oh, well, if you're a Baptist, what you need is you just need to make a Mormon friend. It's not that Baptists hate Mormons. It makes no sense.
And then maybe reach out tentatively to a Christian, or even, heaven forbid, a Jew. Because perhaps it is time.
Heaven forbid, a Jew. Well, see, Muslims can't really reach out to Jews because they're not allowed in Israel. And there's that, so...
For those who purport to be followers of God, to act like it, and to be convincing in those actions, even to those whose premature cynicism and skepticism have driven them into the towers of Babel, constructed by the avatars of the resentful intellect. Is there someone in the Muslim world willing to build an electronic system to bring people from the Sunni and Shiite community together?
Oh my God, dude. He keeps on saying it, dude. Is there someone who's willing to build an electronic system in the Muslim world? Are you retarded, dude? There are already electronic systems in the Muslim world where Sunnis and Shias can talk to each other. It's called Facebook. Okay, like, Muslims have technology. They're not Amish. Like, is there someone who's willing to build an electronic system that can bring Muslims together? Yeah, it's called Mark Zuckerberg, dude. Jesus criminy.
A place where people of goodwill could reach electronically across the divide.
It's called Facebook.
And to formulate the kinds of personal, trusting friendships upon which a lasting peace truly might be founded.
It's called Facebook.
A place where Jews and Christians, willing and eager to open communication with their Muslim brothers, might do just that.
It's called Facebook.
There's a task for someone looking for a purpose, and it's an open invitation to do just that. If you build it, they will come. if you build it, get in touch with me. You'll figure out how to do it. And I'll publicize it. Thank you, all my Muslim listeners, watchers, and readers, for your kind attention and patience. I wish you well as you strive to become the light in the world that your faith truly demands. Let's see if we can unite as people of the book and negotiate our way toward the paradise that we might truly and jointly attain.
Ooh. Oh, now on Daily Wire. So that was a tough one. This was just a very retarded take all the way around. I just didn't really enjoy it a whole lot. Most of Jordan Peterson's takes are completely brain dead. I hate him so much. And I like I said, I'm on the alt-right. I like most conservative people. I enjoy, Blair White, Alex Jones, Nick Fuentes, Lauren Southern, Tucker Carlson. I love all those people, but Jordan Peterson's just fucking brain dead. I don't know what else you can say about him. And if you listen to one line he says, it's so easy to bunk every single line. And this whole saying that Muslims are Luciferian and the Jews are God's chosen people. Oh, God's chosen people owns pornography, guys. God's chosen people did the slave trade, guys. God's chosen people, guys. God's chosen people are tricking down the economics of the American people. God's chosen people deserve to run the Israel state in America. God's chosen people, oy vey, we caused another economic collapse. We overran another country. We killed another president. Oy vey, we didn't mean to do that. Oy vey. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, they just can't get more annoying, and they literally own every single thing. They own every company in this country, dude. But yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below and make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.